This video will investigate how we can classify a variety of different joints. Feel free to pause the video at any stage. A joint is any location where two bones join or connect. They can be classified into three broad categories: fibrous, cartilaginous, and synovial. Fibrous joints are also known as fixed joints, and they provide very little or no movement. This is usually for protection. An example of this is the cranium, which is fixed, and that helps to protect the brain. Cartilaginous joints are connected entirely by cartilage, and so this allows them to provide some degree of movement. This provides a combination of protection and strength, but also a little bit of movement. An example of this is in the rib cage, where we need to protect some really major organs, but we also need a degree of movement to allow for breathing to occur. Synovial joints are the most common joints in the human body. They are freely movable. They provide a high degree of movement, and some common examples are the shoulders, knees, wrists, elbows, and hips. We can also classify synovial joints further, which will be detailed in the next couple of slides. So there are six main types of synovial joints: the hinge joint, pivot joint, saddle, condyloid, gliding, and ball and socket. A hinge joint, which is similar to a hinge on a door, provides flexion and extension. Examples of hinge joint are the knee and the elbow. A pivot joint occurs when there is rotation of one bone around another. The example of this is the atlas and axis at the top of the vertebra. A saddle joint is where one bone sits over the top of another bone, similar to a rider sitting on the saddle of a horse. It provides flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, and circumduction. And an example of this is the carpo-metacarpal joint of the thumb. A condyloid joint is where there is a convex and a concave surface of two bones, and they roll across each other. It provides flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, and circumduction, and is commonly found in the bones of the wrist. A gliding joint is where two bones glide across one another. An example of this is a number of bones in the carpals of the wrist and the tarsals of the ankle. A ball and socket contains a ball-like shape and then a socket where that ball fits into. It provides a range of movement including flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, internal and external rotation, and is found in the shoulder and also the hip.